We could definitely counter it by having European media or European-funded media in the Baltics and other countries around Europe who can counter the propaganda that comes from Russia, for example, or fake news that comes from Russia, or fake news that comes from anywhere in the world, which from time to time does happen. So we could definitely do more in terms of what we do, but we probably have to think ahead of the curve and do this online, because in the future most of the news, most of the media, it's all happening online. So that's why it's so easy to fake the news online, because you just need a website where no one knows, there's no author behind those stories. It can just be a rumor, it can be a fact sometimes, or it can be completely fake news that get put on and can frighten people. But I think people are aware of it, so it's all about education, that whatever you read online or whatever you hear in the news, it doesn't mean it's the truth. But you know, since some of our countries are used to living in the Soviet times, we always used to believe whatever's in the paper must be the truth. So it takes some time to adjust. But I think the new generation, for sure, that they interpret things differently, and they don't necessarily believe anything that's written. It's just an opinion of one person, and it could be real news, could be fake news, could be a rumor, as I say, it could just be a nice story. And then if we put anything extra on media, there'll be an outcry. So it's a very, very sensitive issue, because if we say, okay, the government is going to regulate you and going to make sure that 50% of the news have to be positive, for example, right? Or that 100% of the news have to be real. But the matter of real or positive, it's only a matter of interpretation. So I think it's freedom, and it's the great evolution that we've had in media. It's a great leap forward in how things are done. But with that leap forward, there's a lot of risks in terms of fake news, or not real news, or propaganda. And I think it takes time to learn, but I think people learn. With things the way they've changed, there's more than one source of media, more than one source of news, and people are going to evolve with that. But sure, some of the older people are not ready for those changes, and they can believe things immediately. So we could invest money in terms of having campaign to say don't believe the media, but that's also going to be tricky. So it's a very difficult thing to solve, and I think it's more about making sure that our people are very educated from school. And the new generation that's growing up are very well educated. They can interpret and understand and make their own decision of what they're reading and what they're hearing. Russia has done very well, but placing those TV channels, satellite channels, radio, internet, and hiring some very important people, some people of authority from the West to push their propaganda. They have done an amazing job of that. But at the same time, I think people understand that it's a Russian point of view, and that's all it is. It's the Russian government's point of view, and that's all that their media is. You know, that's it. But even if European Union has its own government channels that are very wide, it's only going to be the matter of what European Union thinks about the situation. So people must themselves interpret all the facts, all the different information, and make a balanced decision based on what they hear.